legacy DCIM solution causing more pain than value? Is your current experience with your DCIM solution painfully slow with too many pop-ups and clicks to get your work done? Are you not getting the support you already paid for? Were you promised a complete DCIM solution and you just didn't get it? We've heard this before from customers who switched to our second generation DCIM solution.
Our old DCiM solution just wasn't giving us what we needed. It was slow and painful to use. It felt like we were back to spreadsheets again. On top of that, we got no support. When we found Sunbird, it was truly a breath of fresh air. They've got so much value into their solution, and I don't know what we do without it today. Sunbird felt like, finally, a complete DCiM solution built for us by a company that cares.
Follow our customer's example. Make the switch to Sunbird. Is your current legacy DCIM solution
Okay, and now I would like to request Mr. Eddy to start his live session. Eddy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Masood.
Yes, you can share your screen.
Okay. So good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Masood, for organizing this event. Okay, let me share. Okay, I'm supposed to do a DCIM live demo today, but before I do that, I would like to show you this architecture from Sunbird. I hope you can see my slides. So in Sunbird, we only do DCIM software, nothing else. And in DCIM software, we have two different software, PowerIQ and DCTrack. On the left, you can see PowerIQ is mainly for monitoring. You'll collect data from intelligent PDUs, UPS, your cracks, or environmental monitoring units like your sensors, temperature sensors, humidity sensors, or airflow or vibration sensors. So PowerIQ is a simple module to collect all the data for monitoring. And then it will integrate into DCTrack. So DCtrack will collect all the data that collected from PowerIQ from different sites and display in a nicer GUI and in 3D mode. Okay. So DCtrack is mainly for DCIM operations like asset management, capacity management. It also integrates with your ITSM tool like ServiceNow, Jira, BMC's Remedy, or this ITSM tool. Okay. And just do a quick show on this is how it normally does on the architecture. In your NOC, your network operating center or your headquarter, you need a Sunbird DCtrack software. And in your remote data center, you need a Sunbird PowerIQ to collect the monitoring data. Okay, so every of this remote data center or edge data center, using PowerIQ to collect the data or the monitoring data, you sync over to your headquarter, to your NOC, for Sunbird DCtrack to display in a holistic view or a centralized monitoring view. Okay, then I'll quickly go over. Let me show you the software. Well, I was given a 45 minutes for this demo. I most probably use about 30 to 35 minutes and leave around 10 minutes for questions. So let me show you the DCtrack software first. This is the dashboard of our DCtrack. And if you are using Android, you should be familiar with widget. As you see, it's dynamic. Each of this widget is very dynamic, customizable, and is live updating. So you can have the overview of what you have in your data centers or in all your data centers, like how many connectors you have, how many space you have, how many rack units you have in each of your data centers. Right. So each of this dashboard or this widget, you can drill down into more detail and export it into PDF. Or CSV file, okay? I forgot to mention that for Sunbird DCIM, you do not need any client software to be installed in your client machine. No Java, no Flash. What you need is just a browser. And let's move to Enterprise Health. In Enterprise Health, this is what you see when you have multiple sites and you have all the sites with PowerIQ installed. They collect the monitoring data. It will send over to DCtrack. So from here, you can centrally monitor all your sites. When there's red color, that means there are some critical events. Green color means good. So when you click on click on any of these tiles, it brings you to the 3D map. I'll show you later on that. Okay, there's a lot of inventory reports that you can, this dashboard from here that I'm showing here on the left side, these are the standards dashboard from Sunbird. It has more than 80 widgets, 80 different widgets. Right. So out of the box, once you install Sunbird DCIM, you have all this information, you have all these widgets without any configuration. In this inventory, you can see you have your inventory of different attributes or by status or by customers type, by class. And each of this report can be shared internally or externally. So if you want to share to external customer or your friends without the login to your DCtrack or to your DCIM software, it will generate a HTML link for them to see this report. Okay. And we also have past inventory. This is requested from our customer, from one of our customers. Because they have a lot of upgrades or a lot of inventory for parts for replacement. So they'll need a parts inventory report managed by the DCIM. Okay. So there is also space, power, cooling, and connectivity, all these different type of report. This can be fully customizable on the fly. And these dashboards or these reports are meant for management or operator or even engineers. You can also have custom dashboards. We are flexible to create custom dashboard that you can bring in or port in your external portal. Like if you have a IT device, IT monitoring system, or network monitoring system, or a BMS system that you want to bring their dashboard into our dashboard, what you need is their HTML address to put into our dashboard. Then you will have single dashboard to view multiple systems. And these are live feed, like what I'm showing you now. Earthquake, lightning, or even webcam. Oops, the webcam is not loading. So you can use this dashboard, or you can create a custom dashboard for all your CCTV cameras as well. With a single report, you can see all your CCTV. And you can have your personal, and you can share with your colleagues or external. Okay, let me come back to here. Enterprise health. So when this should be your main screen in your NOC. So when you see something in red, you might want to zoom in to see more detail. So let me click on it. It brought me to this report, health map in this site A. So if it's those red color, you click on the rack on the right side, it will show you what is the problem, what is causing it, showing red color or critical events. These events threshold are set by you or by the administrator. We have 4 level of events: critical low, warning low, critical high, warning high. Okay. Then if you have intelligent PDU that hook up to temperature sensors or monitoring the power, you can select the reports over here. And here you can set the threshold on the fly, and you can see the rack is changing color based on your criteria. Okay. So from here, if you want to zoom in, you can just isolate a few racks. So zoom in to look at each of the rack with the sensors reading, power reading above the rack, or even below the rack. The X-ray view of your rack, right? So when you click on each of the rack, on the right side, you will see the rack elevation view in device name, or you can change the picture view of your real device or real asset. Do not worry about all these pictures. All these pictures are actually pulled from our model library, and our model library are updated every month. You can have your own model as well. You can clone from our model library, modify it, upload it into the model library, and you can have your own device as well. Okay, other than these reports, you may want to look at which rack is full, which rack has more available RUs. Sorry, hold on, give me a minute. I have to pick up something from the door. I'm sorry about that. Oh, I'm sorry for delivery came. So with this, you can look at the rack that you are looking for, which rack is full, which rack is not full, with a different color coding. And again, you can zoom in, take a look, right? We support layers or drawing of your floor map. So let me turn on this, the cable tray, above the racks and below the rack. As you can see, the 3D rendering is very smooth here without any Java client or any client software needs to be installed on my machines. And I'm streaming this from my headquarters from United States. Okay, so this cable tray or fiber runner, you call it, is very useful when you want to do a measurement. Like if you want to patch from this rack through this route under the floor, the blue color, this is your route to this rack. And the near end vertical, maybe just 1 meter, far end is 1 meter. Then this is the total length that you need for this patch cord. So you do not need to personally go down on site to do the measurement. And this is very accurate measurement. So this is very useful for the installer or for when you wanted to purchase any MPO, like what Tobio has shared just now. MPO is expensive. You don't want to over measure. You don't want to buy over the length that you need, right? So let me turn off that. Next, I would like to show you thermal maps. You get a minute to load the thermal maps, okay? So this is thermal maps. I've chosen past years. So you play along past year, where the hotspot being generated and where it moves. So you can drill into that area to find out what causing the hotspot. As you see here, the slide bar at the bottom is moving. These are from the sensors and it's archived data. I see a question. There is a question. Okay, good question. The question is, for DCIM, do you have any dependency for multi-vendor devices? No, we are brand agnostic. We are brand agnostic. So whenever you have any brand which support SNMP or their smart device, we can support them. We can build dynamic plugins, right? Let me show you a quick one. Like these plugins, we have standard plugins that we build to support different brand of PDU or UPS. And you can also request the plugins if you have new device or new model that we haven't support yet. We can build the plugins for you. So these are dynamic plugins that we can support your new hardware. Okay, I hope that I could answer that question. Okay, next is, let me show you color coding. So this is extremely useful if you are colo provider, or you are a huge enterprise that support multiple department or multiple customers. Okay, so here we show you different customer or different department in different color. Not only the rack color is different, but also the asset inside the rack. Okay, like this. Blue color means accounting, but inside accounting rack, there are some production assets. So to further filter, you can just double click on this accounting. This will only show you accounting racks and assets or servers. Or sales, you can click on sales, double click, it shows you sales assets. Okay, there's another question coming in. Can I monitor my IT devices by using your Sunbird DCIM? Okay, I'll come back to that question later because let me run through the demo first. Okay, next is searching your device, searching your assets in the 3D view. Okay, so you can go by model. Let's say you want to look for a Dell model in your data centers. Oh, sorry, it should be make. I'm sorry about that. Make of Dell. These are the Dell devices, Dell servers, Dell brands in your data center, or you can further customize your search by model. R720. So these are the R720, Dell R720 in your data centers, right? 6C. And here is the server. Here is your rack elevation view, front and back. Okay. Or you can search by projects. So if when you are running big enterprise and you have multiple projects, you can have a few of project number. Let's say project 333. So these are the assets for your project 333. Okay. Next, if you know the name of your server, you can directly key in the name of your server. Let's say I have a server name called Clarity. So there are a few Clarity in my data center. Let me select one of them. It's seated in rack 3F, RU31. So this is the server. Rack 3F, RU31. And if we want to further look at how it is being connected, look at the connectivity. Let's say management port 1 of this server. It is here. Management port 1 to this patch panel, to that patch panel, to that core switch. Network port 1 is the connection. Not only network connectivity, but also power connectivity. Power supply 1, power supply 2. Okay, so this is useful when you want to do impact analysis. Like if you bring down certain devices, how many devices are connected to that device? So can you bring it down? Right. For example, if you want to bring down this floor PDU, how many servers are going to be affected? Oops, hold on, it's not clear yet. Okay, it's trying to pull the data. Give it a few seconds to pull the data of connectivity, other connectivity data. Oh, let me give it a refresh. Okay, let me pull the data again. Okay, there we go. So it pulls the data from the database. Like this PDU is supplying power to this rack of these servers. So if you want to bring down this PDU, how many of your devices will be affected? Right. Okay, next I will move on to assets. If you want to look into the detail of your assets. Let's see, I want to look at rack 5C. It can be rack, it can be your servers, or can be your network equipment. So I'm interested in looking at this cabinet. Let me double click on it. So this is rack 5C. This is the rack elevation view. Okay. And this rack, I have outlet metered PDU. I can generate live charts on what is the power being drawn by the servers within the racks. And each PDU or each socket power reading. Okay. This is how it looks like by rack view. Or you can go into asset view. Let's pick the same server again. Clarity. So in this server, this is the dimension, and these are all the fields can be identified for your servers, and you can have many or unlimited custom fields to specify the attribute of your servers. And all these fields or attributes is searchable and filterable in the asset search or the visualization search. Okay, so it's sitting on rack RU31. Then let me show you this data ports. Since we are tracking them, let me pick just two of the ports and do a trace. So it shows you hop-to-hop connectivity from the server all the way to the core switch, and even to the detail of which patch cord. What are the patch cord color? What is the patch cord ID? And what is the length of that patch cord? So you may have question: is this intelligent enough to auto discover all this? The answer is no. There's no such intelligence. So you will need to manually configure this. And after that, if you have any changes, you just follow the change request or work orders. So everything will be organized, and there is audit trail of each of your assets if anything has changed. Let me go back to the asset view, then look at the audit trail. This audit trail will show you what has been changed, by who and when. Okay. So not only the data ports, but also the power supply ports. There are two power supply in this server. Let me give it a trace and show you how it is being connected. There you go. From the server, your power cord ID, if you have, all the way to the circuit breaker, the bank breaker. And each layer of this, the power availability are calculated to the downstream. So we can help you to plan if you still have enough power to deploy new server into this particular rack for this PDU. What do I mean that? That will bring you to capacity planning. Okay, let's say if you want to deploy a new server, new HP server, DL380. Okay, let me just select any generation. Do not worry about this. These are actually coming from our model library. We have all the information, how much power needed, how many RJ45 needed, how many LC port needed. Okay. So we'll calculate for you which rack has enough RU, enough power, enough network port for you to deploy this server. And you give it a search. Click on the search. Then from here, these are the racks available for you to install these new servers. You can sort them based on temperature of the rack, use watts of the rack, or free watts of the rack to identify the best racks that's suitable for you to deploy this new server. Or if you have groups, you have grouping of your racks, you can specify here as well. There are more criteria to specify. Let's say you want to deploy this into storage groups of your racks. Okay, then give it a search again. See which storage group is available for you to deploy these new servers, or if you want to deploy 2 at a time. Let's see if you have enough. Yes, you still have racks to install that server. So you just select the rack that the favorable, then it shows you this is the rack elevation view. What if you search with an error? Okay, let's say I have 10 of this server. Hope I don't have the rack to show me. Let me do a search. Yes, so that means this is the criteria. We found 47 cabinets with at least 2 configurable, contiguous RUs. But then, what are the problems that you can't match? Right. So no cabinets were found that matching all the specified criteria. So these are the matching. So you need to specify maybe just 5. Reduce that. There is. So for 5 of 2 RUs, yes, there is a rack available. So once you selected the rack that you want, you just place it into the rack, and it becomes a planned device. Okay. So that will move on to the change work orders or change workflow. We support external workflow or ITSM tool as well. We have built a connector to ServiceNow and BMC Remedy, and some other ITSM tool is in the roadmap. So if you have ITSM tool to submit your request, like you want to install a new server or you want to change the connections, if you have the connector installed, you only need to submit your request once in either DC Track or in ServiceNow, for example. They will be synced. Okay. So I hope I've shown almost everything, and I have left about 13 minutes open to the question just now. From this gentleman, can I monitor my IT devices by using your Sunbird DCIM? What do you mean by IT devices? You want to monitor the server health, CPU utilization, hard disk utilization? The answer is no, we can't monitor into your server, like your utilization of the servers. We don't do that. Okay, so you should have an IT monitoring system that if you want to port their dashboard into our dashboard, yes, you can do so. So you can have a SolarWinds or whatever monitoring system you can put into our dashboard using this custom dashboard with a HTML feed. Okay. DCIM is the infrastructure management. We monitor or based on the intelligent sensors that you have, but we don't drill into the servers. We don't monitor your network activity. We don't monitor your security activity. Okay. Do I have any other questions? Nope, no question. Okay, if no question, I would like to introduce you guys to my website. Do spend some time to browse through our Sunbird DCIM.com, this website. There's a lot of information in our website. What is DCIM? What is second gen DCIM? What is Edge data center? And if you're looking for IT monitoring tool, we also share this for you, top data center tools. You can go to ITSM tools or IT system monitoring tool. If you're looking for one, these are our recommendation. Of course, not limited to what is listed here. This is to help you to find the right tool for your requirement. Okay. Do I have any more questions? If not, okay, I'll do a quick show on Power IQ as well, as seems like I still have 10 minutes. Okay. So what we have seen just now from DC track, all this power, cooling, and even in the visualization, you see the thermal maps and the power reading of each racks or each devices in your racks. Those data are actually from Power IQ. They synced together to provide you the whole view of your data centers. These two software can be fully integrated or fully separated. So if you don't have any intelligent devices in your data centers, you only need DC track for asset management and change management, yeah, you can do so. But if you don't need asset management or change management or capacity planning, and you only want to do simple monitoring of your temperature, humidity, and power, yes, you can do so with only Power IQ. Okay, it's about the same design. Each of this is a widget, and each of this tile you can configure it as a site or per rack or per asset. Okay, in Power IQ, we have these X-ray charts to help you by showing the sensors reading. Are they up to the standards, within the standards, or outside the standards? So if you're outside, why is it outside of this box here? It'll be too hot, too humid. So you need to quickly go into your data center and take a look in this area. Okay, I see a chat just now. Okay. Nope, there's private. Okay, hold on. Then in this Power IQ, the same dashboard, you can also have CCTV, or can port in your external or third-party portal into here, right? And you can have multiple dashboards in different groups. Okay, what I want to quickly show you, I think I still have 7 minutes. In PowerIQ, there's no 3D maps, only 2D maps. So I go to site A, row 5, rack 5C. In this rack, I have outlet metered PDU and also the sensors like temperatures and humidities or active power reading. So here, each of the sockets are being monitored, but what power are being drawn in this each of the sockets. Let's say if you want to turn off this socket, you can off, on, or cycle it. Okay, so this is useful when you suspect that your server are being attacked, a DDoS attack or DOS attack on your servers. It's taking 100% load and you couldn't remotely shut down your servers using command. And without further delay, you can come in here to shut down that port so your information won't be leaked. Okay. Then for PUE and some of the reports are different from the DC track. Let me show you the reports. Let's say a failover simulation. Okay, in this example, rack 6A, there are 2 PDU, 2 Raritans PDU. Okay, as you can see here, okay, PDU 1 is utilizing 99%. PDU 2 utilizing 99% as well. Isn't it too high? So when one failover to another, you're more than 100%. So your whole rack will trip. Like this as well. You utilize more than 50%, and when one trip, more than 100%, you will trip. And maybe you have, if you have intelligent door lock, you have door audit reports. Is it locked, unlocked, or open or closed? Or you can have a ghost servers report that's showing you what are the assets or servers in your data centers drawing no power but sitting down there doing nothing. So you might want to consider to decommission them to free up that rack space for other assets. Okay, so just a quick view of PowerIQ. Any question? I don't see any question coming in. Okay, with that, if no question, I would like to pass back to Mr. Masood. If you have any question after this, you can drop Masood a message or email. I will help to support from there. Mr. Masood, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Eddy, for your nice demo. I think one person raised his hand. Can you please write the questions, or okay, I can allow him to talk. Yeah. Mr. Islam, please ask.
Where should I see the question?